The year is 2024. Griffin is 15, and his path into the world of memecoins begins with a simple desire: to make money fast and in large amounts. At first, he tries reselling sneakers. It was popular among school kids, but the market was overcrowded and competition ate up all the profit. He ended up with nothing and started looking for a new way. That's when a friend showed him cryptocurrency. The friend was already making money on memecoins and swore that here, you could double or even triple your cash in just a few hours. Griffin decided to give it a try. On April 1st, he created his first Phantom wallet. It was a fully decentralized wallet without banks or restrictions, where everything was under his control. He put in $25 and bought into the LeBron James token, made on the wave of a trend of misspelled celebrity names. At that moment, the coin's market cap had jumped from $130,000 to $160,000, and the token price was climbing. His investment grew too. If earlier he had put in about $44, now those same tokens could already be sold for $94. That meant his bag of tokens nearly doubled. On paper, he was already in profit, even though he hadn't cashed out yet. For the first time, he tasted easy money. Instead of pulling out, he decided to raise his stake. He added another $91, bringing his total to $135. 7 hours later, his bag was worth $374, and the coin's market cap had hit $580,000. Riding that growth, he went all in. He threw in another $218 and basically staked every cent he had. It was a risky move, his entire bankroll locked into one coin. 19 hours later, the developers pulled the plug. They dumped their tokens, and the market cap collapsed from $400,000 to just $10,000. The chart flatlined, and his $135 turned into $16. He lost $119 and faced the harsh reality of memecoins for the first time. The main thing he realized: he could have closed out with a $230 profit, but greed stopped him. Still, this blow didn't break him. Over the next few months, he kept trading. He bought into hype coins: Stoner, Riz, Sheck. Sometimes he landed small wins, $4, $10, or $31. But more often, he lost. His first wallet, where he had put in a total of $1,300, got completely wiped. He opened a new one and put in $1,900. The result was the same: total zero. His overall balance, minus $3,300. Griffin started doubting if it was even possible to make money in this space. That's when he realized the key: it's not the traders who win, but the ones who create the coins. Tired of losing, Griffin decided to change the rules of the game. Around this time, Pump Fun appeared, a cheap service where you could launch your own token for just $3. Before, making a coin required knowledge and big expenses. Now it was open to anyone. Griffin decided to seize the chance. He declared he would create an honest project and prove not all memecoins were scams. To make it convincing, he started a public journal. He said, "Day 1, I'm working on my token KidCoin." He set himself a goal: not to abandon the project until the market cap hit 10 million. In words, it sounded like discipline. In reality, a teenager's naive belief. He had only $22 in his wallet, but he launched the coin. The launch date was September 10th, 2024. At first, almost no one noticed the project. After an hour and a half, the market cap climbed to $55,000. The token was instantly added to Radium. That gave him confidence his plan was working. 5 hours later, the value reached $250,000. 12 hours later, nearly $500,000. He started to believe he could really hit 10 million, but the growth ended as quickly as it began. After 24 hours, the price dropped to $85,000. Griffin tried to fix the situation. He joined 4 different Twitter spaces and told his story. He convinced people it wasn't a scam and urged them to buy the coin. This move helped boost the price for a while. The market cap bounced back to $340,000. But soon, the growth stalled again and began to fall. Griffin adds more of his own money to show he's serious. It doesn't help. Investors walk away. 15 days after launch, the market cap crashes to $8,000. He sells everything and leaves with $71. His total investment was $224. Final result, a loss of $153. This is his first major failure as a developer. Later, he scrolls through the transaction history and notices the details. The tokens he bought for $17 at the peak were worth $2,200. If he had sold in time, he would have made $2,183. If he had put in $100, it would have been $13,000. That mistake becomes a turning point. He realizes the problem isn't the idea or honesty. Everything comes down to timing, when you enter and when you exit. From this moment, He stops seeing himself as a victim of the market. Now, he's going to use the same methods as the developers he used to complain about. Griffin gets it, playing fair is for losers. His first project failed, and now he decides it's time to act like the very developers he used to spit on. Honesty doesn't bring money. Cynical market play does. He's ready to be a predator, not prey. To kick things off, he pulls out his old laptop, one that lags more often than the school Wi-Fi. The laptop is a symbol of how he himself operates. Still barely holding up, but overdue for an upgrade. And it's not just the hardware that needs upgrading, but his whole strategy. So, on November 20th, he launches his new project. The coin gets the name Gen Z Quan. Sounds like a cross between a rapper and a cult, but in reality it's just another token. Griffin puts in $353 and starts streaming live. He acts like it's not a scam, but a show, and the viewers slowly get hyped. The crowd believes, money flows in, the chart climbs. Within minutes, the market cap is nearly $2 million. His balance shoots up to $30,000, and this time, he doesn't hesitate. He cashes out right away. Result? $29,586 in his pocket. For the first time, he tastes real victory, but he doesn't stop there. 7 minutes later, he launches another coin with the ironic name, I'm Sorry. He's not really apologizing, he's just running the same play again. Another $353 buy-in. 5 minutes later, the market cap hits $500,000. He sells everything and bags $12,000. Now he's got 2 projects in a row, 2 clean hits, but his appetite is growing. He launches a third coin, this time named after his dog Lucy. As usual, he buys in for $353 and starts streaming. Lucy herself shows up on stream, and the viewers lose it. The coin rockets to $1 million. He sells and takes $19,576. Total, 3 coins, 3 exits, $61,800 in 36 minutes. For a school kid, that's no longer pocket change. It's a full-on hip-hop verse about easy money. The internet explodes instantly. Clips of him counting bills and screaming with joy go viral across social media. But along with fame comes hate. The crypto community is furious. They call him a scammer, and they decide to punish him in their own way. The crowd deliberately starts pumping the coin he already sold. Within 20 minutes, the market cap hits $15 million. If he had waited, his bag would have been worth $76 million. That moment turns into pure humiliation. He made money, but missed out on millions. He decides to try again. He launches Gen Z Quan 2.0, hoping to win back trust. This time, he plays the honesty card. He burns 5 million tokens and blames the old devs for scamming. The crowd hesitates, but still buys in. The market cap climbs to 500,000. Then everything collapses, and the price sinks to 63,000. He sells and walks away with a profit of $1,645. Yes, there's money, but the effect isn't the same. In less than 2 hours, he's made almost $64,000. He's regained everything he lost earlier and proved to himself that the scheme works. But at the same time, he realizes that along with money came a new enemy. The community's hate and the sting of knowing millions slipped by him again. Everything up to this point feels like a warm-up before the main act. Griffin exits the coin, happy with his tens of thousands, but the market has a surprise waiting. The crowd decides to flip him the middle finger and prove that power here belongs not to creators, but to attention. 3 hours after he cashes out, the market cap explodes. $83 million. Not growth, but a public flogging. If he had held on, his bag would have been worth $4.2 million. The scene looks like mockery. Look kid, you thought you won, but we're just getting started. This wasn't a pump for profit, it was a pump for the lesson. The crowd decided the hero should end up the fool, and they nailed it. At that moment, it becomes clear. Timing beats every strategy. Did he make money? Yes. Did he win? Number. Instead of triumph, a bitter aftertaste and anger. But in the memecoin market, anger is as much a currency as the dollar. 8 days later, the story ends. The market cap deflates to 1 million. All the attention vanishes like it never existed. No long-term investors, just a crowd looking for the next toy. Meme coins aren't about product, they're about show. A joke holds value longer than any code, and when the joke stops being funny, the market shuts the door. Memory here works like TikTok. Swipe, forget. People don't invest, they place bets. The logic of betting is simple. I'll buy because someone will buy higher. It's hot potato, except the potato's worth hundreds of thousands. While the music's playing, everyone's tossing it around. When the music stops, someone's left holding the burnt skin. This time, it was those who came last. Griffin in this story is just a catalyst, nothing more. His streams gave the spark, but the crowd drove it into absurdity. They can turn a coin into an icon, and a week later, into trash. And they'll do it for laughs or spite, not logic. In this game, no fundamentals are needed. What's needed is a spark, a meme, and a crowd. And it's the crowd that decides what it's worth. The main asset isn't the coin, it's attention. And attention is the most fragile thing online. He took his 64,000 in 2 hours. Financially, it's a win, but in the storyline, it's a shaky draw, because the market instantly showed him how much he missed. And it did it on purpose, to hit harder. The takeaway is simple. In meme coins, the winner isn't the smartest, it's the fastest.